Getting a diagnosis which you can do nothing about can be very disempowering and demotivating. The easiest thing in the world is to give up and hand yourself over to depression. The most important thing is to keep on keeping on and ensure that you live your best life within the time that you have. In this video, I would like to share a simple morning routine you could use to set your intention for the day so that you could chase and achieve the goals that you set for yourself. I offer you no gimmicks, just simple habits you can build into your daily routine that you could increase your productivity and become more focused so that you could realize your intentions and achieve your goals. Even if you already are a high achiever, these simple habits can help you laser in on your focus areas and put you in the mental space to supercharge your performance. I'm Jacques, and at One More Marble, I would like to help you discover ways to live an exceptional, passionate, and purposeful life with a terminal illness, whether you are a patient, a caregiver, a family member, or a friend. If you are new here, make sure to click the like button and subscribe. I'm not saying that there's something wrong with the mental space that you are in at the moment, but we all at various times in our lives have gone on internal journeys to discover ways and find ways to have more fulfillment and balance amid the chaos we find ourselves in. This led us to places where we were trying to make an improvement to our health, happiness, relationships, spirituality, and finances. This is one of those methods to boost your productivity, performance, and mental attitude. If you are feeling like you're going through a tough time, this also empowers you to overcome challenges and climb the mountains that seem to be insurmountable currently. Let me share with you how I got here. My mornings used to consist of getting up, making a cup of coffee, and then scrolling mindlessly through social media to try and catch up on what is happening in the lives of people I know. I would then start reading some online news stories, have another cup of coffee, and then rush through the rest of my morning routine to get to work before everybody else does, in order to get a head start before your day fills up with the constant stream of meetings. On my own internal journey, this morning rush left me more and more unfulfilled, and I noticed that it took greater amounts of self-motivation to continue with this unfocused and pointless routine. I slowly started to make some changes, such as adding yoga or exercise to my routine instead of mindless scrolling through social media. I found that this helped me to get my energy levels up, but it did not really help me with dealing with the stress of the day. I then added 20 minutes of meditation each morning, but failed to really stick to this routine. I would just get into it for a few days or a couple of weeks, and then I would reach a point where I could not motivate myself, and then I would stop. This yo-yo on and off morning routine went on for a good 3 years until this year, when I actively decided I really need to make drastic changes. I looked at a number of books and talks on the topics of morning routines, from greats such as Robin Sharma to average Joes like me on YouTube, giving advice on what to do. It was on this journey of change of my morning routine that I stumbled upon the book by Hal Elrod called The Miracle Morning. I've never had the privilege to meet him, but the comments I've read from other people and what I've seen online, he seems like an all-round nice guy who has a fair amount or who had a fair amount of his own personal struggles in life. This allowed him to connect to a broad audience as he experienced quite a few tough situations in his own life, which resonates with so many people. In the first part of the book, he tells his story to set the context and to allow you to understand where he's coming from. Here you get to know that he's not just an all talk, no action type of guy. He really had his fair share of adversity. He teaches that if you really want to live a level 10 life, it starts with your morning. Let me take you through what he suggests, how I adapted it to my morning routine, and how you can revise it to fit any routine. So Hal calls his morning practices the Life Savers. Savers is an acronym for the 6 activities taken from various techniques which have been proven to aid productivity, focus, and health. He suggests you get up at 5 a.m. in the morning, devote 60 minutes to the Life Savers, or as it suits you. The first S is for silence, as he puts it, purposeful silence. This is aimed at creating calmness and clarity for the day ahead. This silence can take any form you are comfortable with, whether it be prayer or meditation, reflection, gratitude, or breathing. Or you can switch it up and do different activities each day of the week during your time of silence. My tip is not to do this in your bed. Set your intentions by getting up, brushing your teeth if you wish, and sit somewhere where your intention of the space helps you to be centered, or where you have everything ready for the other steps of the lifesavers. A is for affirmation. Affirmation is when you write out the characteristics you value about yourself, the characteristics of the person you want to be, and the steps you will take to create it, and then you recite it every day. I always thought that affirmations are a bit arrogant and self-centered, but since I've started practicing this, it has given me tremendous focus. For example, one of my morning affirmations is that I want to help people to learn new things whilst learning new things myself and about myself. Since I started doing this, I have rarely lost my temper, because my focus in irritating situations shifts to what I can learn from, or what I can teach within these moments of frustration and irritation. Repeating my affirmations every morning has kept me on track to become the person I want to be. Next up is V for visualization. This technique is frequently used by athletes. They, for example, visualize the perfect golf swing, or they visualize the race, and this gives them the opportunity to visualize the techniques they will use to achieve that perfect swing or win the race. So what do you do when you visualize? You start with what you really want. This could be your major goals, your deepest desires, or your hopes for your next breakthrough. The trick is to really feel it, not just at a mental level, but to taste, to feel, to hear, to smell every detail of what it would be like when you achieve this. This is when the law of attraction really kicks in and the things that you desire start to manifest. The E of savers is for exercise. Exercise has truly been one of the biggest game changers for me for my mornings. It sets the tone and the energy level for the rest of the day. However, consult your healthcare practitioner on what exercises are ideal for you. Always start slowly and build up over time as you become stronger. R is for reading. This could take any form you wish, but make sure that it's uplifting and inspirational. And lastly, the second S is for scribing. This is where you write down your experiences in your journal. So of all of the suggestions of hell, this is the one that I am battling the most to bring into my morning routine. However, I'm not giving up, and you never know what it looks like in the future. This 60-minute morning routine dedicated to the savers could be broken up to 5 minutes for silence, 5 minutes for affirmation, 5 minutes for visualization, 20 minutes for exercise, 20 minutes of reading, and then 5 minutes of scribing. When your time is limited, don't stop. You could perhaps devote 1 minute to each of the activities, which will only take 6 minutes of your time. But most importantly, it keeps you in your routine. You could also customize it in a way that fits in with your goals. For example, devoting more time to exercise, if that is what your main focus is for the next period. You can also increase the amount of time if you have it. 60 minutes are just a guide, but you can dedicate any amount of time that suits you. My advice is, however, not to make it too short, else you rob yourself from the impact these individual actions can make on your overall well-being. My morning starts with drinking a glass of hot water to replenish the moisture lost during the night. I then spend 10 minutes doing my morning devotionals, followed by 10 minutes for affirmation and visualization. After that, I take 20 minutes for meditation, then 20 minutes for breathing, where here I use the Wim Hof method, and I ended up with 30 to 40 minutes of yoga or resistance exercises. I try to insert journaling into my routine, but as I said, I've been battling to make it part of my routine on a constant basis. My motto is never to force anything because else that creates resentment. Who knows, perhaps in the future, something will click which will help me to develop and maintain a journaling habit. So why does this have to take place in the morning? Well, apart from setting the tone for the rest of your day, finding the time during the day is very difficult. And doing it at the end of the day, when most of your energy is spent, lessens the impact. Usually at the end of the day also is when you want to spend time with your family and just unwind, and then it's very easy to find an excuse not to do it. So stop making excuses. But I'm not a morning person. I need more sleep. I have too many other things to do in the morning. Just try it for a period. It is truly transformational. Make sure to get a copy of his book. It is filled with loads of other tips and tricks and gives more context to the practice itself. Also check out his website, www.tmmbook.com, and start the 30-day life transformational challenge. Let me know in the comments if you follow any other daily ritual and how you implement it and what it does for you. Also take a look at my video on living with passion and purpose. Here I give you some tips that could be used for your visualization and affirmations in the morning. And remember, never give up, stay positive, minimize stress, laugh a lot, love even more.